Well, the legendary Kostya Tszyu has joined us in Orlando, Florida, ahead of a big fight that you'll see on Main Event this Sunday in Australia, with Tim Tszyu fighting to become a two-time world champion. Kostya, why now? We've been thinking you were going to join us for quite a while, but you're here and you haven't seen one of your sons fight since Tim's debut a long time ago. Why now?
Live. I haven't seen them.
Of course.
I had time off. I able to cancel a few of my meetings, appointments, and able to talk to family. They allow me to walk away from my responsibilities.
Oh, you need to get permission.
Of course. From kids to kids, young kids, because they're at school. It's just hard time in school now.
Is there a part of it as well that you think Tim is ready to have you around now? He is ready to have his father there alongside him as the fighter?
He always should know that anytime he wants me to be there, I'll be there. Anytime. I'll cancel everything.
How's he going, do you think, ahead of this fight? And in your dealings with him from the other side of the world, how do you think he's travelling in his professional career?
He's doing okay. We had really great time together in Thailand when after the last fight, when he lost. Bad fight, bad decision. I'm saying decision because for the safety of the boxer, they're supposed to stop the fight earlier. If he would stop the fight earlier, he would win the fight.
Who do you blame for that?
I don't want to blame anyone, but I still think that on referee decision, stop the fight. Referee should do this to protect the fighter from the big injuries.
So the referee and the doctor, but what about the corner? Did you wish you were there to...
You see, if the corner would say no, it's mean Tim will lose the fight. The corner is supposed to do the job, and they try to do everything possible, but you've seen how much blood was there. The problem was the vein was cut. You can't stop it. You need to so much adrenaline. I'm not sure what they need to do. It's their job. But unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Well, he fought on, and you must have been very proud of his bravery. The world was proud, I think.
And not only this, I think he's become mentally even stronger after this fight, knowing that he can go so much beyond the normal person limit. No limit.
No limit. Did you know that he had that within him? Because clearly you had it. We saw that in your career. But did you know that your eldest son had it?
You should always try on yourself. Sometimes you need to go through this. Of course, not this way, but you have to. Otherwise, in training, and a good thing that during my time with Tim in Thailand, we did this a few times during training when he was feel bad, feel sick, but I feel good on this.
I heard about the Thailand training camp. You were trying to break him, weren't you? You were really trying to test him.
Test and break is different thing. Test, yes. No, I don't want to break him. Never want to break him. I went to that particular limit. I'm become wise in terms of pushing. I know one thing that you should not compare. I should never compare myself to anyone who I train, because I grew up differently. I grew up on different environment. I grew up on different desire, and that's why I cannot compare myself to anyone. I trained Povetkin, I trained Lebedev, the world champion, and I knew that when I start pushing them a bit harder, I can break, and break things is not good.
You just described that you had a very different upbringing in Serov in Russia to your sons, Tim and Nikita, but they seem to have picked up something from you.
Of course.
Can you see that when
Attitude.
they fight?
It's most important. I think it's attitude towards dealing with heavy training. I learned through lose or win, an option only one. I usually prefer winning, and that means that you have to push yourself every time. I remember myself training. During my training, I was sick during training a few times, vomiting. That's how bad and how heavy I'm trained. Not many. As I said, I've become a trainer. I've seen many fighters train. They never did anything like it, like what I did. And I tried to teach Tim come to that level. And I think he did. He did very well, recovered well, not only physically, mentally after this fight, after that last fight. And I'm sure he's mentally very strong right now. He can do and push himself even further now.
Did you know that they had this strength, your boys, when they were little kids, when you were still in Australia? Did you know that that was within them and that this was possible?
I thought so, but not, no. You have to do this just by trying, not only thinking, you have to do it. Because one thing is psychologically knowing that you can do it, and another thing is physically you can do it. It's a very different thing. You can think that you can, but when it comes to the stage where you feel bad, do you know what's the temperature during the fight? Close. What's the body temperature during the fight?
Extremely.
40, 41.
Yes.
42, you're dead. That's how bad sometimes you feel. I remember myself during the fight, 40 minutes, 36, 40 something minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour. In 1 hour, I lost 5 kilos. Every 10 minutes, kilogram gone. Dehydration as well. It's everything. It's mental, but the physical strength. And have to be combined. You should know that you've done this in training, you can do this during the fight.
Did you see that resilience in Nikita as well?
Last fight?
In his last fight against Bakhram Murtazaliev.
Yeah.
He had to dig deeper than ever, I think.
He dig deep because he had a problem with his hand, he couldn't hit hard. But I always said and will continue saying that if you jump in the ring, it's no excuse. You knew that you have problem, you shouldn't fight. Then it's gonna be, I couldn't do this because I don't like it. Even this is my son's.
What was it like in, I assume, your living room when you were watching Tim Tszyu against Fundora and Nikita against Murtazaliev? What's it like?
I was by myself. They invited me to do interview during this fight. I said no, I couldn't do this. I went by myself. I went to my personal place. No one around me. No one talking. I was by myself. It was heavy, hard.
You're yelling out and watching through your fingers. What are you doing?
the most difficult part that I can't help.
Yeah.
I cannot do anything, not advise anything. I was bet on referee. In normal circumstances, referee should stop the fight. This is supposed to, it's the safety of the boxer. It's a rule. It's a bit unfair.
And maybe that's why you're really here this week, do you think? In the back of your mind?
Not really.
No?
Honestly, I want to be in a fight every time they fight. Unfortunately, it's too far away. It's one thing. Secondly, I'm extremely busy. I have schedule months ahead of me. Every month, every day. End of the year, I got 3 days off. Days. It's including weekends. I like it. I know that whatever I do now, I make some help to other people.
What was that reunion like earlier today when you saw
Superb.
Tim for the first time in a little while, but Nikita for the first time in
Many
over a
years.
decade?
Yeah. You've seen that the way I come, and he knows it's me. Great feeling that knowing that that reunion will benefit Tim. I'm here for Tim. Nikita is great, he's able to come as well after operation, but we're here for Tim, we're in the corner. Even I was there, living in Russia for so many years already, he knows that I'm in his corner.
What's your role on fight day? What are you going to do? What do you plan on doing?
Try to not interrupt all the preparation they had with Igor. They have some ideas what to do, plan, strategy for the fight. I want to discuss it before fight, not during the fight. We want to discuss maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'll put some words, but then during the fight, I will try to be quiet. Nearly impossible, but I will try and not interrupt his head by yelling something that because he could hear me, he would hear me. If he would hear me something that is gonna help him to do something, maybe some specific combination which they already know what to do. Just detail, just little further, little down, little heavier, lighter, whatever. I'm not sure. My brain will work very heavy.
How did you cope for Tim's professional debut? Because you were ringside then. You were quite animated.
Oh, he's crazy. I still can't believe on myself that how bad I was.
Are you able to contain yourself this time?
Yeah.
Why now? Is it because you trust where he is?
Trust, of course. Experience telling me that all my yelling, it didn't help him. It's mean I'll put my ego inside of me. I won't think about myself. I will think about Tim. What good for him, not otherwise.
How would you describe what your relationship is now with Tim and Nikita?
Great. Even we're not seeing each other. They understood what's happened in my life, and we moved forward.
Is it hard sometimes being so far away, or?
It is hard. I miss a lot. I miss the time we're spending together. I'm dreaming sometime about this. But life goes on. A responsibility I have, which is I can't change.
How is life in Russia at the moment?
Busy.
Strange times, I'm sure, in that part of the world.
No,
No, not for you?
not for me. I'm not involved with anything what's happening in the world. My job is raise kids. It's number one responsibility for me. Something that I missed with my boys because I was in training. I remember once around 9 o'clock, I was already after training sleeping. My daughter, Anastasia, coming to my bed like, slowly, Daddy, Daddy. I said, yes, I love you. Oh, my little one, I love you too. Let's go to the shopping. I said, oh, my darling, of course, let's go. I miss this, and I'm able to do it now. Maybe it's not fair, but I couldn't do anything that time. I enjoy my life right now. I'm not doing anything I don't like. All my attitude towards life did not change. My priorities changed because now is number one is kids, family, nothing else. All interviews, which I do a lot, all the business proposals, all businesses, commercial stuff, advertising, all on a second line, because family is number one.
We hear you're a big softie now.
A bit.
But you were not back in those days.
No.
Do you have any regrets?
No.
Or is it just the way it had to be?
How I couldn't see any other way. It's impossible for me to be soft at that time. Otherwise, I would never, ever reach the level I made.
Tell us about this fight, because it's such an important fight for Tim against the world champion, the IBF super welterweight world champion, Bakhram Murtazaliev, a Russian fighter. What do you expect to happen here in Orlando on Sunday, Australian time?
For Bakhram, we would surprise. He never met anyone mentally tougher than Tim. All what's happened on the last fight with Tim will put him on another level. He can go further than Murtazaliev expected and surprise him. I haven't seen his training camps either. I know Tim done very well, but he doesn't know how far Tim can go.
Do you have advice for Tim about approaching a Russian fighter?
Smart, brains before. I always said this, and gonna continue saying that. It's brains important. No exchanges. He can use his brains more and able to win easier.
But fighting a Russian fighter in Bakhram, originally from Chechnya, is there anything specific that Tim needs to be aware of? You being from that school, of course.
They ready to die in the ring as well. Not many fighters can. This is the nature. You should expect this, and that means you need to break him slowly, break his spirit. When you're gonna break his spirit, then physically easier.
Such an important part about what this fight represents is the fact that Tim, while he was so brave, did lose his last fight. if he were to lose again, it's an enormous risk.
Yes, it is. But he's in the business where every fight is a risk. I'm even more proud of him, knowing that he's risking his career on the line, fighting against great opponent without he could do anyone else. But he said, I want to do it. I'm proud of it.
You're not scared?
No, I'm not. I'm confident as well.
And if he were to win this fight, become a world champion again, the next 12 months is extremely exciting. There are obviously plans for him to come back and fight in Australia.
Yeah, of course.
Where do you see him going? There's Charlo and Canelo and these
Canelo
names.
probably no, not yet. Canelo 168. 154, it's 2 divisions. Don't need to. Go for the big money? Not necessarily, don't need it. We'll think about it. We'll talk to his team. We can do many good things in Russia. I can open any door over there.
Now, though, do we have to? Surely we wait for those opportunities.
I'm saying now I can open any door.
Yes.
I recognize I can't go anywhere without recognition. Anywhere. Australia, because don't live there for so long, I could go and put my ponytail hiding and I won't be recognized. But not in Russia. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just on my suburb. I'm quiet. No one can see me.
Kostya, you've told me many times you were going to get rid of the rat's tail once you were officially retired. Are you still not retired? You can't let it go.
No. Maybe, you know what? On one option, I can do this. We'll sell this on a big auction for big money. And all the money, I don't need it. My idea is build some business, not business, I'm saying good boxing gym. To start betting, it's $1 million. That's the starting point.
Okay. With regards to Nikita, how do you think he's going? You haven't been in Australia, but he's developed a big fan base. People find him very exciting inside and also quirky and exciting outside the ring.
I would prefer him don't get hit too much. Only thing, all this bravery, it is not necessary. He can be smarter, and he, on the last fight, showed that he can do this. He's still in learning process on some of the strategy during the fight. He's got one strategy, plan, go forward and get his strategy. I was different. When I was making move forward, push my opponent, I was still use my brains. Sometimes he doesn't. But it's so impressive last fight. He showed his skills and he showed his ability to box smart.
He says a lot of things. His boxing obviously speaks for itself, but he speaks very differently to Tim and to yourself. He's got a very unique
personal
personality.
Character. Why not? Beautiful.
Yeah. Did you always see that?
Yeah, of course.
When he was a little boy?
Yeah. He was a pusher. I remember he had sparring with, can't remember who is, but they smashed each other and once knocked down both of them with one punch on the other, both on the floor. He got up and said, I'm fine. He's like this. But my experience saying it's not necessary. Use brains, it's better.
There's a lot of talk that perhaps his next fight, because obviously he's got to recover from hand surgery, will be against Michael Zarafa. I'm sure you know the name. You've seen both of your sons dance around him for a point. Would that be a fight that you'd have to come to Australia for?
All time. It's all about time.
Yes. Well, tell us about, do you like that fight?
Yeah, I would love to. I usually booking 3-4 months in advance.
Yeah. But do you like that fight? What do you think about Nikita against Michael Zarafa?
It's going to be a good fight for Nikita. And I would love to spend some time with Nikita before that. Teach him a few things. I'm sure he knows that father still know better than him a few things.
Michael Zarafa has said a few things that have really got under the skin of your boys. He made reference to the Ricky Hatton fight. He called himself Mickey Hatton. I don't know if you saw.
Just briefly.
Did you follow that? What do you think of that?
You know what? I learned during my life, ignore some stuff. Whatever's saying, I don't care. I'm wiser. I'm wise guy now. I'm 55. Unbelievable. Not many things in life can disturb me. I can ignore. I'm very cool now. You
fought twice in Florida. Do you remember who? Do you remember the fights?
Florida. Who fought in Florida?
Well, I can tell you. Hector Lopez, brilliant victory.
And
it's
one of the first tense fight, yeah.
And the fight that you've often referred to as your greatest ever performance.
Against
Miguel Gonzalez. Was that the best of Kostya Tszyu?
Not best of Kostya Tszyu. One of the best performance. The way I create the plan, like business plan, and able to do it round by round, slow. I knew that really hard to knock him out. But the same, like what I said now about what team's supposed to do, break him in mentally and slowly physically. Punch by punch, round by round, slowly destroyed his will to fight. And he can do the same way. Like I remember that fight. I gave myself 10 over 10.
Is that what you see happening here in Orlando?
Same way, yeah.
Yeah. Tim will stop him, you think?
Or they would stop themselves.
Well, we hope to see you again soon, Kostya. Before I let you go, if people watch this fight, what are they going to see from your son?
Exciting stuff. I would say slow demolition.
Slow demolition, okay. That's a great way to put it. Thank you so much, Kostya Tszyu. Always fantastic to see you. That is the legendary Kostya Tszyu. You can watch his son, Tim Tszyu, fight to become a 2-time boxing world champion this Sunday on Main Event. I'm Ben Damon. I'll see you at the fights.